Hey everybody, Comic Book Man here with Sweet Dan Sweet,
Hey-o.
and we're here to do some comic book reviews that Dan has done up on the website myalternatereality.com. Dan's been writing like crazy over the last couple of weeks,
That's right.
and we got 4 books that he reviewed, and he thinks each one of them's a stink pot. Okay, first one up is going to be Phantom: The Ghost Who Walks. This isn't the issue that he reviewed. This is the 0 issue. Dan reviewed the first issue, but I don't have it here at the store. I sold out of it. So Dan,
Which baffles the mind.
well, if you only order 2 of them.
Maybe I just don't get the character. Maybe it's a little bit dated, but I think the Phantom as a whole is just way out of touch with what current comic books are trying to do.
Man, you're going to piss a lot of Europeans off.
That's all right with me, man. I don't know those guys, but this is a character ripe for reimagining. I think that just the whole book is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Contrived and old-fashioned. Just really old-fashioned. He walks around with a big fedora hat and glasses and a scarf and a trench coat and really just kind of looks like somebody who's going to jump out at your kids and bear all. And for some reason, that's appealing to some people.
Okay.
Just a dull, boring book.
What about the art?
Not bad. Run-of-the-mill stuff. Nothing spectacular. Nothing spectacular whatsoever.
Okay, this is from the fine folks at Moonstone. Ooh. Now, we've got WildKats. What's up with this?
Book that lost its way in so many more ways than I can even begin to describe. I was a huge fan of WildKats growing up. I even gave the relaunch a shot with Grant Morrison and Jim Lee. 9 issues later, it's just stinky. It sucks. It's no good. The art
Is it the story? Is it the art? What's
The
wrong?
art is really bad. The story takes place after the Armageddon event in the Wildstorm universe.
Okay.
Majestic has become sort of a ruler, dictator-like character over Hawaii.
He's the Superman of the Wildstorm universe, isn't he?
The archetype, the analog Superman guy. The WildKats head over to Hawaii to try to find out where some of their friends have been, and it's really just kind of dull stuff you wouldn't expect from the characters, especially after Joe Casey wrote the crap out of them in WildKats 3.0, and everything he built has been disregarded and cast aside in favor of this bland nonsense. The art is like Dustin Wynn light, he was also the artist for most of WildKats 3.0. He's the current artist on Detective Comics with Paul Dini. This guy is a poor man's Dustin Wynn, Googe. I don't even remember his first name. He's nothing special. The art is horrible. And the writing, Christos Gage is a solid writer, but I just don't think he's doing anything original with the characters.
Ivan Reese, I think it is. Ivan Reese.
No, that's the backup story.
Oh, backup story.
That's the backup story.
Sorry, Ivan. Okay, moving on. We've got Justice League of America number 31. This is when the original group says bye-bye.
Yeah, and never a moment too soon because it is bland and boring and dull. Black Canary.
What's wrong with it?
Well, the Black Canary is the leader of the team in this,
Yeah.
and basically it's dealing with the fact that most of her teammates are walking out on her for purposes that James Robinson is writing a Justice League miniseries this summer, A Cry for Justice, where Hal Jordan sort of forms his own Justice League team, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
She's pretty pissed. She's pretty jealous that all of her friends are ready to abandon her. And at the end of the book, you're left with Black Canary, John Stewart, the Green Lantern, Vixen, and Zatanna, and then a female Dr. Light, who I've never seen before.
She's been around since the mid-'80s.
And that's
She was in the relaunch in the mid-'80s when McGuire and Giffen made it funny.
Too bad they didn't leave her there.
Well, she was only in the first couple issues though, and then she was gone. Actually, she's been pretty much missing in action for the last 20 years.
And I guess with the whole Dr. Light thing and the Identity Crisis stories, they decided to bring her back as a substitute. But really, it comes off as subpar. And I was reading Justice League when Brad Meltzer started it, and it just kind of lost its way when I think it was McDuffie. Yeah, Dwayne McDuffie started writing it, and it just hasn't been the same since.
Okay. Last one up is Trinity.
My favorite.
Now we're on issue 43 of the 52-week event, so we're coming into the last 2 to 3 months of this book now.
It's almost
the last couple of weeks.
And it's going to be a rough ride on the end. I stuck around for both of DC's first weekly series, 52, and Countdown. I could not, no matter how hard I tried to get into Busiek and Bailey's Trinity. The art is poor. The writing is just rehashed old stories, in my opinion, stuff we've seen a million times, and stuff that they've tried to do before that they just didn't do well, and they're not doing well now. Bagley is not a weekly artist. Amazing Spider-Man is an example of a successful weekly comic because they switch up the creative teams and give guys a chance to get the work done. Bagley is rushing through all of his art, and it shows. The story by Busiek shows Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman as this deity-like trinity of characters stopping Morgana Le Fay, who was also a bad guy in the latest issue of Dark Avengers. Kind of funny note there.
Well, Morgan Le Fay's sort of a
Archetype.
public domain character.
Yeah, blah. Just no fun. No fun here. I can't wait till it's over, and I hope they don't do any more weekly comics.
Okay. Thanks, Dan. Listen, if you want to read more of Dan's reviews, he posts up a new review every day at the website, and as you can tell, everything he reviews isn't good. I told Dan when he first started, write whatever you want. If it's good, write that it's good. If you think it's bad, write that it's bad. So we're not putting pablum reviews out there, okay, to read. It's exactly what Dan thinks, and Bo too, whenever he gets around to ponying one up. So go to www.myalternatereality.com. Every day you can pick up one of Dan's reviews, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye, Dan. Bye.